Hello and welcome to the daily coaching lockdown football training session. So today's session number 33, and today I have 4 key parts to our session for you. So first we're going to start off with a warm up, then we're going to move into a passing exercise, then we're going to move into a ball juggling exercise or challenge, and then we're going to be finishing up with a ball circuit exercise, okay? Now for this warm up, all you need is a space, a ball, and you also need some masking tape or something to mark a line down on the floor, okay? So if you don't have masking tape or you don't want to damage your floors, then you can use some objects just to create a nice line, okay? Cool. So once you're ready, once you've got your masking tape or your objects, once you've got your ball, and once you've got your space, we're ready to go. Cool, so in this warm up, what you're going to do is you're going to set out your masking tape in a straight line, okay? So it's going to be in a straight line, covering, I don't know, about 4 or 5 steps wide, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to get your ball and you're going to start at one end of the masking tape, okay? Now what's going to happen is you're going to look at 3 different movements here, okay? So the first one which is going to be side to side. So you're going to be moving the ball as close as you can to this line. So this line's a bit of a guidance for you, okay? You're using the inside of your feet to move the ball side to side from one end to the other, then back and back and back and back again, okay? So side to side, inside, walk, back up the line, inside. And you're just going to keep on going in this routine, this rhythm, okay? Trying to see if you can keep the ball on path, okay? So keeping it as close as you can to the masking tape. Little challenge for those more advanced players, keep your head up, okay, so that you can see what's going on around you. You can feel the ball with the inside of your feet. It's going to do this for about 30 seconds. If it goes away from the line, just bring it back. It's going to try and get into a nice rhythm, a nice routine, knocking it from side to side, from one side of the masking tape to the other. More. Cool, and stop there, okay? So again, just get as many of those routines in as you can, okay? Do it on multiple occasions. You're just trying to get nice and comfortable, using the inside of your feet, getting lots of touches on the ball, okay? Next part, so we just use the inside. Now we're going to use the sole of our foot. And what's going to happen, again, start at one end, okay? We're going to use some sole rolls, just to roll the ball to the opposite side of our line, okay? Once we get to the opposite side, we then use our right foot. And left, and right, and left, then right. Obviously, depending, remember, on the size of your masking tape, okay, the more touches you can get in. I'm just taking little touches at the moment, just to try and get the repetition within the amount of touches I'm actually getting on the ball, okay? So it's not big touches, it's little touches. I'm just into the habit of using my left foot, my right foot, the sole of the foot, to move the ball in the direction in which I want it to travel. Okay, keep it nice and light with your feet, so you can switch between your feet, and also so that you can help you and the ball travel in the direction in which you're going. A couple more. Just think about the direction in which you're rolling the ball toward, okay? Just go from left to right, and right to left. Bring it back, last couple. Remember, try to keep it as close as you can to that line, on path, journey which you want the ball to take. Cool. Okay, so you've done 2 movements so far. We're now going to continue to use the sole of the foot. So this time it's going to be a pushing and pulling technique. So we're going to use our left foot and right foot to push the ball. I'm going in a forwards direction once I get to the opposite end. I'm then going in a backwards direction where I'm pulling the ball using the soul, okay? Push. Ooh. Then pull. Push. Then pull. Push. Then pull. And just getting a nice rhythm and routine going. Again, getting lots of touch on the ball, it's our warm up. Remember to go forward and pushing the ball, going back, and pulling it. Last few. Cool. So, 3 different types of movements, 2 parts of the feet in which we're using, okay? Inside to our feet, side to side, moving from left to right, body facing in a forwards direction, okay? Then soles of our feet, moving it from left to right again, but this time rolling the ball either in the direction of the right or in the direction of the left. And then sole pushes or pulls to move the ball forwards or backwards. Key thing with this one is lots of repetition, getting lots of touch on the ball and becoming comfortable and confident in using these different parts of the feet and these different techniques and ways of moving. Give it a try and see how you get on. Cool, so that was our warm-up. So remember, some of the key points to take away from the warm-up is that it was all about movements with the ball, okay? You're trying to think about some different techniques and understanding different ways to move the ball. So we was predominantly using our inside of our foot to make those side-to-side movements, and we was also thinking about using the sole of the foot to either roll it to the left or to the right, or to push and pull it in a forwards and backwards direction, okay? We're using our left foot, our right foot, combining both of those variations as well. But the key thing is that we think about having the ball under control and the types of touches and the amount of touches that we need to take to make sure we keep it as on track or as close to that line as possible. So a really good effective one for getting loads of touches in, preparing us for our later exercises, okay? And again with that one, lots of repetitions to become comfortable and confident in actually executing these techniques and these movements on the ball. Cool, now we're going to move into our passing exercise, and for this all you need is space and a flat surface. So if you're indoors or outdoors, you could possibly use a wall or a door. If you don't have access to something like that, you could possibly just get your hands on maybe a table and possibly put it on its side or its edge, or same with the chair as well, okay? So once you've got your space, once you've got your flat surface, and once you've got your ball, we're ready to go. Cool, so in this passing exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to start with your ball and you're going to keep it on the floor, standing directly in front of your flat surface, okay? So what's going to happen, stand about 3 or 4 steps away from it, obviously depending on the amount of space you have. Now you're going to break these down into 2 movements before we move on to the third and final part of this exercise, okay? So to begin with, all I'm going to do, pass to the walk, stop, pass, stop. Okay, I'm just going to use 1 foot predominantly for the moment. I'm just getting used to actually passing it in a straight line and along the floor. Keep it nice and light, my toes up and react to control the ball. Okay, and freeze there, then we're going on to our right foot. Key thing is that obviously because we're using the inside of our feet to pass the ball, just make sure that the inside of the foot is parallel to our flat surface when we're making the pass. That's going to help us keep the ball on target and accurate, okay? Think about the amount of power we put in behind our pass as well, so it's enough for us for the ball to come back. Make sure it's not too hard or too quick, so that it's causing us to keep unbalanced and we're not able to react on the ball, or moving the ball. More. Cool. Okay, now again, the third way in which you'll move on to this first part of the exercise is that you'll do alternatives. For older age groups, more advanced age groups, you can do this straight away, okay? So it's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, to more advanced players, you can just do it with one touch. You don't have to control the ball. So left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Adding some more power and speed behind the ball if you want to. Make it more realistic, challenge you. Okay, so that's the first part of the exercise. The next part, okay, so the first part was just really focusing on passing the ball in a straight line along the floor, thinking about the technique and where our inside of our foot needs to be facing to make sure the pass is accurate, okay? Adding in a little bit of consideration around power, speed and weight as well. Next part, okay, is you're going to be chipping or scooping the ball up against a flat surface. You then bring the ball under control and then you do it on the opposite foot, okay? So, well actually, to be fair, we'll start with one foot to begin with. So, chipping and scooping it up, bring it under control. Again, control. Think about the amount of height that you're getting into the ball. Think about the challenge it will create when we're trying to bring the ball down under control. Think about do you need to move or react with your feet, with your body. Okay, how many touches can you actually bring the ball down under control? With this one, because we're looking to chip the ball this time, we want to make sure that when the ball is released from our foot, okay, that front part of our foot, our laces, is arched and facing towards our flat surface, okay? Really key. That's going to help again with the direction and the movement which the ball will take. Very similar to that first part of the exercise, you can do left, right, so left, right, left, right, left, right. Again, we're just getting some nice routine and rhythm going, alternating, alternating. Confident, executing this movement with both of our feet. Do one more. Cool. Okay, now we're going to go on to the third and final part of our exercise. So we're going to be combining those first two parts. Okay, so I'm not going to limit you to just your left, just your right. Okay, you can either do just your left or just your right, or you can do alternate straight away. But basically, what's going to happen? Pass the ball. If you need to get it under control, you can do. Then it's up in the air. Control, pass, up in the air. Control, pass, up in the air. Control, pass, up in the air. Okay, again, do it with your left or right. So you might want to put your right foot down, so pass. Chip the ball, make sure it's under control first. Chip, pass, control, chip or scoop. Control, pass. Turning, so pass, chip, pass, chip, pass, chip, pass, chip. Okay, or the other way of doing this, okay, is having no touch in between, so it will be straight pass, chip, pass. Make sure there's enough power behind that pass, otherwise it doesn't come back exactly like that. So pass, chip, pass, chip, pass, chip, pass, chip, pass, and cool, okay? And again, you can add up these variations as much as you want. You can have controls in between. You can go just left, just right, left and right, totally up to you. This one, it's all about the technique, okay? Understanding different ways to pass using the inside of the foot and also getting a little bit of height to our pass as well, okay? So maybe there's a defender coming in and you need to try and get it up and over their foot as well, okay? With this one, all about techniques, all about repetition, all about just becoming comfortable and confident using both our feet individually and then mixing those combinations and variations together. Give it a try, see how you get on. Cool, so that was our passing exercise. Now remember, some of the key points to take away from that is that it was all about our techniques, okay? It wasn't too physically demanding, but it was all about our techniques and understanding these two different ways to execute a pass or a movement of the ball towards that flat surface, okay? So using the inside of our feet, left foot, right foot, and also using the front area, okay? Not the toes, but that bit between the toes and the laces to actually try and chip or scoop the ball, okay? And then we was adding a bit of a psychological challenge in understanding how we need to react and move with our body based on the movement of the ball when it comes back off of the wall or the flat surface, okay? And also in terms of how we need to react and move our body in terms of the next follow-on movement. So if we're doing a pass against a flat surface on the floor, okay, and focus on that technique, then the next movement would obviously afterwards be the one where we're chipping or scooping it, okay? And if we're using alternative feet, so our left and our right foot, and again, very good one psychologically, just to keep us aware, just to keep us on our toes, okay, and just getting some nice rhythm and some coordination going with that exercise as well. But with that one, all about techniques, all about repetition, becoming comfortable and confident in actually executing these movements, doing them individually, and then combining them and varying them between movements as we progress on, okay? Cool, now we're going to move into the next exercise, and for this next one, you're going to need a space. You're going to need 6 objects, okay? So I've got 3 objects to start off with, which will be on the floor. So I've got cones, and then I'm going to put 3 objects that can balance on top. So I've got some toilet rolls, okay? So just make sure there's 3 objects that can go on the floor, 3 objects that can go on top, and you need your ball as well, okay? So once you've got your space, once you've got your ball, once you've got your 6 objects, 3 that can go on the floor, 3 that can go on top, then we're ready for our ball juggling exercise or challenge. When you're ready, give it a try, and let's get on with it. Cool, so in this ball juggling challenge, what you're going to do is you're going to set out your 6 objects like so, okay? So you've got the first 3 laid out on the floor, and you've got a space in between them, and they're going in kind of a straight line. And then on top of them, you've got an object or an item which is balancing on top, okay? So I've got some toilet rolls. Now what's going to happen, okay, is you're going to start down one end or one side, okay? You're going to start with the ball in the hands, and basically you're just going to let the ball bounce. Now what your task is, you have to try and see if you can get the ball to go over, okay? So for example, over, like that, over, and get the ball over again, okay? But I'm allowed bounces in between, that's absolutely fine. But my main aim is to basically get the ball over these objects without knocking them off, okay? In this first round, you're allowed as many bounces as you need, okay, to make sure the ball doesn't go flat or start rolling on the floor, okay? And obviously, main aim, try to make sure you don't knock off any of these objects, right? At the moment, we're just going to go in a sideways position, so I'm just almost like knocking it over to the side, okay? I'm using my left and my right foot, so start to put my hands, let it bounce. I can do a little kick up if you want to. Knock it over. Make sure the ball on the floor. Okay, and then that one, let it bounce. Remember, as many times as you want. And over again. Super. Okay. Now back to the start. Again, you can keep going. If not, start the ball again. Little trip over. Okay. Oh, not gone over. If I'm not gone over, go back to the start. Didn't knock that first one over. Start again, remember using your left or right foot, allow bounce in between, making sure that when you're trying to juggle this ball, it's under control. Oh, not over again, back to the start again. Bounce in between. Just taking little touches, but making sure that these touches are making the ball go up in the air, okay? Mixing well, okay, using your left and right foot, okay, with bounces in between, try and knock the ball over these objects. Then you can go over in a forwards movement. So before I was coming sideways, now I'm going in a forwards movement. So going to touch this going over, going in the forwards direction. So. Bounces in between. Remember, each time you get to the end as well, you can restart if you need to. Shouldn't go too far. One more time, right drops. Start again. And when I say start again, okay, just try and see how many times consecutively keep on going up and down. So get up to one side, count as 1 point. Second round this time, okay, is that you're not going to have any bounces, however you can start the ball in your hand, okay? So again, when you get down to one side, you can restart, the ball going round, just get your breath back, just get your balance back, okay, and then you can start going again. So ball starts in your hands, okay, and try to keep it up, different parts of the feet, and 1, and 2, and 3, and I could restart now, okay, just to get some balance back. Ball starts in my hands again. Over 1. Whoa. Ball's going away, start again. Got 1 point so far. And that's why it's so key, just like I said, start at the beginning again if you need to, just to gain control of the ball, get some refocus going on as well, okay? So again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's dropped. Yeah, just got that final. And obviously going in the sideways position again, you can go in the forwards direction after a while. Whoop. Not like that though. Okay. That one. Try to keep going. Not quite. Okay, still on 1 point this round. No, I've lost control of it. Okay, that's why it's also sometimes quite important just to keep going, okay, keep the momentum going, keep the rhythm going. If you start focusing too much on keeping control of the ball, getting loads of touches, sometimes you start thinking more about the exercise and you actually lose concentration, okay? Give myself a point there, even though I'm trying to cheat a little bit. Right, and the third stage, this time, okay, starting the ball on the ground. Okay, exactly the same as the second round. No bounces in between, but ball starts on the ground. Losing control of the ball. Start again. So key thing as well here is thinking about when do I make my movement to get the ball over, okay? Ball starts on the ground, get comfortable getting the ball up, then start thinking about the movement. So look, here we go. Now I'm making my moves. Not quite out of the subject as well. Tough, okay? Tough challenge, especially if you're still only developing your ball jumping skills. Okay, ball starts on the ground. And it's quite a tight, close area, okay? Small spaces. So again, it's only little touches that you're taking, but you take them quite repetitively. There we go. Cool, I'll give myself a point. Right, so 3 different ways of doing it. Okay, first one, looking to have bounces in between. Okay, as many bounces as you want. Just make sure you get it up and over, not hitting any objects. Second round, start with in your hands, no bounces, so not touching the ground at all. Third one, start the ball on the floor, get the ball up, then focus and think about when to move on. This one again, repetition is key, exploring different ways to keep the ball up, okay, how much power, speed and weight to put behind your touches as well, and then also as well thinking about the direction in which you're travelling, whether it's a sideways movement or going forwards, okay. Give it a try, see how you get on. Right, so that was our ball juggling challenge. And remember, some of the key points to take away from that is that very similar to the passing exercise, it was all about techniques, okay, and understanding how to use that front area of our foot, okay, or predominantly the front area of our foot, our laces area, both on our left and our right foot, to actually be able to keep the ball up, think about the direction and travel in which the ball needs to go. So it needs to go in an upwards direction, okay, up off the ground, over the objects as well, making sure it didn't make contact with them, okay. And then when we had the bounces in there, it was all about judging when to make contact with that ball, okay. And obviously it becomes a lot harder when there's no bounces involved, because you have to react even quicker, okay, make quicker decisions and solve more problems as well, about how many touches do I take and when do I actually decide to get it up and over these objects. But with that one, repetition is key, okay, repetition is key to become comfortable and confident in actually, first of all, just being able to juggle the ball, second of all, thinking about the techniques of how to keep the ball up in the air, okay, and the type of touch that we need to take, and the third thing, most important thing, the amount of power, speed and weight we put behind that movement of the ball, okay. If it goes off too high, then it's going to be harder for us to control. If we don't put enough in, then it's not going to be able to get the ball up and over the object, all right. So good challenge, a couple of different variations, bounces in between, no bounces, but keeping it up in the air, and then obviously travelling as well in different directions, okay, so going from the sides and also going forwards as well. So really good one to try and challenge us, but again, repetition is key to become comfortable and confident in executing these different ways of being able to keep the ball up, how many touches do we take, how much power, speed and weight do we put behind our touches as well. Cool, now we're going to move into the next exercise, which is our ball circuit exercise, and for this one you need 10 objects, okay. Now I've got some different coloured ones just because I'm going to show you two different parts of the circuit which we'll be focusing on, but it's up to you, you can have all the same if you want to, but when we set up the area, just making sure you can tell the difference between the two sets of targets or area stations within the ball circuit exercise, okay. But once you get your 10 objects, once you get the space, once you get your ball, we're ready to go. Right, so for this ball circuit exercise, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to lay out your 10 objects like so. So you've got 4 of them, okay, in a straight line with a space in between them and travel in and out of the ball through this part of the circuit. And in the second part of the circuit, I've got 6 items, but I've got 2 together over 3 different areas, all right? And what's going to happen with this one is we'll be looking at our techniques of how to get the ball up and over these objects, okay? So this gives a bit of a distance and a bit of a height for us to try and challenge ourselves and get the ball up and over from, okay? Basically, we're going to do this in 3 steps. First step, okay, we're going to do each of these parts of the circuit individually and just get lots of repetition and lots of touch on the ball. So, to begin with, using left and right foot, a combination of different parts of the feet as well, real variation, okay. What you're going to do is you're going to try and see if you can travel in and out of this area where the red cones are, with my red objects, okay, and seeing if I can keep under control. Once I get to the end, turn, come back. Once I get to this side again, turn, come back. And just keep on going backwards and forwards, dribbling in and out of the ball, using my left foot, right foot, and combination of variation movements. 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, try and avoid the objects if you can. Turn. Okay, I'm just trying to get used to the technique of actually moving it in and out of this area. Multiple touches on the ball, and trying to figure out the safest way I can get this ball through each of these gaps. Which parts of the feet I'm going to use, which foot am I going to use when I'm going to combine my movements. And obviously as well, this is a circuit, there will be a time element as we progress, so think about the quickest way to get the ball through as well. More. Try and avoid these objects if you can. They move, just put them back. That's why it's so important to practice just going one part of the circuit to begin with, to really understand the type of movements that we're going to need to create. And then we finish there, okay? So that's the first one. Second part of the circuit. Okay, ball's going over. So again, be as creative as you want. Okay, I might try something like this. Okay, using both my feet. Might chip the ball over. Control. And scoop. Then I'll start again from this side. Bounce. And just try as many creative ways as possible, okay? Oh, didn't quite come off there. But again, that's the good thing about this first part, okay? You just get to explore how you might get the ball going. There we go. And obviously teaching as well, thinking about the type of height and touches that you need to get on the ball as well. A couple more. Key thing as well with this one, where it's going up and over, if you have the ball before, you also have the ball during the movement, you also want it after the movement as well, okay? So you get out of the shoulder. Cool. This time, we're going to go around the circuit a couple of times, okay? But this time combining both of these parts of the circuit as well, right? So again, start with the red ones, then move on to the blue ones. Once you finish on the blue, then come back around to the red again. And you can maybe go for about 30 seconds or a minute and just see how many times you can get around the circuit. If your ball touches the object, then come back again and start again. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go, there's one. And then the third one is basically I'll do one time round, okay, see how quickly you can do it. So you're going to time yourself, okay? Again, if you make contact with an object, then just come back to the beginning. So this time, quicker movements, quicker decisions, okay, and fast movements with the ball. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, if an object, come back. Just go too fast. Cool, right, so 3 different approaches, 3 different steps. First one, do them each individually, so the in and out one, then up and over one. Then looking to try and do it all together. And then third way round, time yourself, okay? Try and see how many times you can get around the circuit in, say for example, 30 seconds, or like I said before on the last bit, okay? Try and see how quickly it takes you to get around the circuit once, right? And try and beat that score each time by traveling faster, making quicker decisions, and keeping the movement of the ball going over a quicker distance as well. Give it a try, see how you get on. Cool, so that's the end of session 33. So just very quickly to recap on some of today's key points, okay? So today there was a big heavy focus on techniques. Okay, understanding, becoming comfortable, becoming confident at actually executing different movements with our feet and with the ball as well, okay? So whether it be the passing of the ball, okay, how do we use the inside to pass the ball, how do we use our front area to chip or scoop the ball up into the air, or again going towards the target, or whether it was actually moving with the ball, okay? So understanding how to use different parts of the feet, inside to outside sole of the foot, laces, okay, left foot, right foot, and how to combine these different variations of movements together, okay? Key thing with these technique exercises, as we've mentioned throughout the whole of this session today, key thing is repetition, okay? We really want to make sure we're practicing on both our left foot, right foot, and combining those movements together as well, all right? And then again, With our ball movement one, or sorry, our ball circuit one, again, key thing there was thinking about when and where to use these movements on the ball, okay? So obviously one of the parts get to go in and out of the area, possibly using some of the movements we use within our warm-up, then obviously the bits where we had to try and go up and over, again, possibly using some of the techniques we use within our ball juggling challenge, okay? So really trying to understand how to first of all do these movements, okay, or these parts of techniques on the ball, and then thinking about where and when to execute them in more exercises like the ball circuit one. Cool. I really hope you enjoyed today's session. Please make sure, as always, you subscribe, like, comment and interact with the video. Let us know your thoughts, let us know how you got on, especially within some of the challenges. What kind of scores did you get? How did you find it? Were they challenging? Were they easy? Let us know your thoughts, okay? Let us know any type of sessions which you want to see coming up, because again, we want to make sure that they're relevant to you and your ability level. But as always, really good luck with these sessions. There's some real good fun ones in there today, especially in terms of some of the technique ones, which will really help us within our game, okay? So good luck. I hope you enjoy them, and I look forward to seeing you at the next session. Take care, and I'll see you soon.